Cape Buffalo versus Hippopotamus. Who would win? Welcome to the Danger Zone, Cape Buffalo versus Hippopotamus. Ladies and gentlemen, strap in, because today we're headed straight into the danger zone of Africa's wild frontier, where survival isn't a hobby, it's a full-time job. No, this isn't a lion versus crocodile kind of clash. This is a brutal battle between two of the most misunderstood monsters on the continent. One rules the river with jaws like hydraulic crushers. The other is the land's armored tank with horns that can flip a lion like a pancake. On one side, you've got the Cape Buffalo, also known by its charming nickname, the Black Death. This beast doesn't play around. With a resting face that says "I woke up angry," and a reputation for sending safari vehicles into reverse, this guy is pure rage wrapped in muscle. He's not afraid of lions. He's not afraid of people. He's barely afraid of gravity. And on the other side, rising from the murky waters like a prehistoric submarine, it's the hippopotamus, nature's most deceiving herbivore. Sure, it looks like a giant water cow with a silly yawn. But that yawn is a threat display. Inside that massive mouth, tusks that grow over 20 inches long and jaws strong enough to split a crocodile in half. And yes, it's happened. So, here's the real question. What happens when Africa's grumpiest land tank crosses paths with its angriest aquatic war machine? Is this a showdown of brute horns versus crushing jaws, of stampeding rage versus territorial wrath? One thing's certain, this isn't just a fight. It's a collision of instinct, power, and pure prehistoric fury. Let's meet the contenders: size, strength, and savage stats. Alright, let's size these bad boys up, because in the animal kingdom, stats don't lie, and today's contenders are packing serious hardware. First, let's talk Cape Buffalo. This beast is nature's battering ram. He can weigh in at nearly 1,900 pounds. That's like a compact car with an attitude problem. He's not built for beauty, he's built for impact. His chest is broad, his legs are thick, and his muscles are wrapped around bones like steel cables. And let's not forget that signature feature, the boss. That's the solid plate of fused bone across the top of his head. It's not just for show, it's armor and weapon combined. When he charges, it's like a wrecking ball on four hooves. Now switch gears and meet the hippopotamus, and believe me, this guy isn't messing around. If the buffalo is a bulldozer, the hippo is a biological tank with a built-in guillotine. This monster can tip the scales at over 3,000 pounds. That's heavier than a grand piano, with twice the attitude, his mouth. It opens a terrifying 180 degrees, revealing tusks the size of your forearm. And when those jaws snap shut, they generate a bone-crushing bite force of over 1,800 pounds per square inch. That's enough to shatter bones, splinter boats, and yes, even bite a crocodile clean in half. But don't let that bulk fool you. The hippo is heavier, stronger in the jaws, and more unpredictable than a thunderstorm. One relies on speed and brute impact. The other brings jaw-dropping power and sheer mass. But in a fight, muscle is only part of the story. Because next up, we're looking at how these two beasts throw down, and believe me, they've got very different styles when the gloves come off. Fighting styles: brute force versus bone-crushing bite. Now that we know what they're made of, let's talk about how they fight, and trust me, you couldn't ask for two more different combat styles. The Cape Buffalo is the definition of hit first, ask questions never. This beast fights like a runaway train. When he's angry, and let's be honest, that's most of the time, he lowers that armored head, locks his muscles, and charges with everything he's got. There's no dancing around, no sizing up the opponent. It's horns down, hooves up, full send. He's a brawler through and through. That solid bone plate on his head, that's his battering ram. And those massive curved horns, they're not for show. He can sweep, jab, and crush with terrifying force. Lions have been flipped, trampled, and sometimes even gored by these four-legged fury machines. When a buffalo goes to war, he doesn't stop until the threat is either gone or flat on the ground. But on the other side of the battlefield, the hippopotamus is a whole different kind of monster. He doesn't rush in, he waits, he watches. And when he finally strikes, it's pure destruction. The hippo doesn't need fancy footwork or tricky tactics. He has one weapon, his jaw, and he uses it like nature's own hydraulic press. With a bite force that can snap bones like toothpicks, the hippo doesn't play around. One good bite to the leg, side, or neck, and the fight's over. It's not a battle, it's an execution. And let's not forget his territorial rage. Hippos are among the most aggressive animals in Africa. They'll attack boats. They'll chase crocodiles. They've even taken on elephants and walked away. But here's the catch. While the hippo's bite is legendary, he's not quite as agile on land as the buffalo. If the terrain is dry and wide open, the buffalo may have room to move, to charge, and to hit again and again. But if the fight shifts even a few feet toward water, the tables turn instantly. In the river, the hippo is faster, deadlier, and in complete control. It's his domain, and nobody wins there but him. So who has the better fighting style? Do you bet on the relentless charger with horns of steel, or the silent snapper who ends fights in a single bite? We're not done yet, because next, we set the scene, the battlefield, the moment. The collision of titans. Coming up, the showdown. The showdown, waterline warfare. The air is thick. The sun hangs low, bleeding gold across the African horizon. Somewhere between the tall grass of the open plains and the murky edge of a slow-moving river, two titans lock eyes. On one side of the bank, the Cape buffalo stands tall, muscles twitching, nostrils flaring. Dust swirls at his hooves as he paws the ground. He's agitated. This is his grazing spot, his turf. And something just crossed the line. From the water, a shadow shifts. Then, up comes the hippopotamus, eyes breaking the surface like a submarine on alert. He's not here to share. This isn't a conversation, it's a warning. This river belongs to him, and he's willing to fight for it. For a moment, there is silence. Then it begins. The buffalo charges first, hooves pounding, horns aimed low like a warhammer. The earth shakes with every step. He's a full-speed missile made of rage and horn. The hippo lunges forward from the shallows, water exploding around him. His jaws open wide, and naturally wide, as if nature bent the rules just for him. He meets the buffalo with a thunderous clash, teeth and horn colliding, water and dirt spraying in every direction. The buffalo slams his horns into the hippo's massive chest, forcing him back, but only for a moment. The hippo bites back with terrifying precision, aiming for a leg, a shoulder, anything he can crush. The two beasts twist, snort, and thrash. It's chaos, it's primal. It's a war without strategy, just instinct and power. But here's the thing about the waterline, it's the great equalizer. The buffalo loses footing near the mud. His weight, once an advantage, now works against him. He stumbles. Just a moment. That's all the hippo needs. The hippo snaps forward with a devastating bite to the buffalo's side. The sound, a mix of crunch and roar, echoes across the river like a warning to every living creature nearby. The buffalo staggers, blood in the water. The hippo doesn't chase, he doesn't need to. The message has been delivered. This battle isn't about hunger. It's about dominance, about territory. And today, in this place, with water lapping at their feet, the River King has defended his crown. But the buffalo doesn't fall easily. He retreats slowly, head held high, bruised, bleeding, but not broken. This wasn't just a fight. It was a statement, and the African wild heard it loud and clear. Verdict: who wins the crown? So now that the dust has settled and the ripples have faded, who walks away with the crown? Let's be real, this wasn't a fairytale duel between good and evil. This was a raw, teeth and horns clash between two of Africa's most dangerous beasts. And in nature, victory rarely comes down to pride. It comes down to power, precision, and place. On dry, open ground, the Cape buffalo holds his own. His speed, his brute force, and that battering ram skull make him a nightmare for anything that gets in his path. So, in a one-on-one brawl, if the fight happens on dry land with room to maneuver, the buffalo has a real shot, maybe even the win. But the moment that battle shifts to mud, reeds, or river's edge, it's game over. The hippo claims the crown. But here's the twist. This isn't just about strength. It's about survival style. One is a social warrior, defending his herd with guts and grit. The other is a solitary guardian, commanding respect in silence. Both are kings, in their own kingdoms, so now we turn the question to you. If you had to face one of them, eye to eye, no fences, no safari jeep, who would you rather meet? The buffalo on land, or the hippo in knee-deep water? Drop your answer in the comments, and don't forget, this is just one chapter in the wild saga of Earth's fiercest animals. More beasts are waiting in the wings, more battles are brewing. Until next time, stay curious, stay wild. And remember, out here in the wild, every king bleeds.